Tonight on Western Sports Roundup, we will tell you a developing story where we have been told the news of straightjacket and NFR bucking horse from J-Bar J passes away. We will give you the updates here today.
And later on, we're going to be joined by the 7-time PBR world finalist Keyshawn Whitehorse. He's going to give us a preview of Pittsburgh this weekend with the PBR, talk about prayer, bull riding, and fiancés. All of that in just a little bit.
And of course, a native to North Dakota claims the title in Fort Worth, Texas. Bridger Anderson will join us today. You'll see it all here on Western Sports Roundup.
Bridger Anderson, national finalist 3 times over. We got to tie it to top, buddy. Whiskers gets him where he needs to be. How about a 3.8 for Bridger? I get to brag on that guy every
Well, good evening, everybody, and happy Thursday. You are watching Western Sports Roundup. That is Kennedy Riggs. I'm Corey Keith, and thanks for joining us here tonight as we do have a lot of great stories to get to. But, Kennedy, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's good to be back in the studio. Good to be talking rodeo. A lot of good stories around this time of year, of course, with the indoor rodeos, Texas swing in full swing. A little play on words for you. There's a lot to cover.
No pun intended, but a developing story, Kubota top story of the day as we take you to the J-Bar J Ranch and a great bucking horse that's been to the national finals, a great stud horse actually, from Sparky Dreesen and Marlene. This is a bad deal for rodeo, but he's got some great offspring that we look forward to watching. And of course, Sparky had a chance to catch up with the folks of professional rodeo, and he had some words to say.
Yeah, Sparky says, I would assume that he got kicked because his leg was broke halfway between the shoulder and the knee, and it was just shattered. He's talking about what exactly took place. They worked on him for about 5 hours trying to put it back together, but there just wasn't any doing it. And it's tragic to hear this. He didn't think he was cool. He knew he was cool. This is a major loss in the world of professional rodeo, in the world of sports. This was an athlete. And you know, one thing that I appreciate about Sparky is he also says that I truly believe that when we pass to go on to the other side, we're really going to find out how much these animals know way more than we think they do. He understood that horse more than anyone else did, but you're taking a look at just some of the interesting facts about this horse. I mean, 8 of this horse's offspring went to the national finals just this last year. Yeah,
pretty credible, great stud horse. As a matter of fact, that horse is now at home in Montana on the ranch, resting right next to one of his pasture buddies. Many of you remember Bugs Bunny, the great stud horse from Sparky and Marlene. They are laying restful right next to one another, just like the good old days. So thoughts and prayers go to J-Bar J crew in Montana as they suffer the loss of a great bucking horse. But as we continue the Texas swing, you're going to get to watch some of those J-Bar J horses at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo here in a few days. And as we get ready for San Antonio, tonight kicks it off. Tonight, opening night that is, we do have some boots on the ground. Our own Sierra Spratt is down in San Antonio, and she has a very special guest with a few accolades.
All right, I'm standing alongside rodeo entertainer extraordinaire, Mr. Matt Merritt. Matt, we're a couple of first-timers here for the San Antonio Rodeo. My first time and your first time.
Yeah, first time for me performing. I was here, I'm old, Sierra. I was here in 2005, 6, 7, 8, and 9 with some phone companies that I won't mention because they're not sponsoring the show anymore. But I was like out in the parking lot doing a fan zone thing. So I got to come in and watch and, wish I was there, and wish came true.
So you go to rodeos all over the country all year long. What is it about San Antonio that kind of sticks out for you? What makes it special?
Man, so far, being so new, obviously it's a famous rodeo, and anyone who's ever won world titles, they've been through here. Great clowns in the past that I'm following in their footsteps. That's cool. So that means a lot. But really, just being here for my first couple of days, it's like a machine. There must be 7,000 to 8,000 people on the grounds at all times. I've never been to one that has this many people just around doing other things other than the rodeo. It's huge.
All right, now talk to us about your preparation coming into it. This is a big deal for you. So what you've been hitting the gym? I mean, what are we going to be seeing here as fans from you?
So I'm very blessed to have prepared for this by doing another 20-something performances in a row at Fort Worth. So not a real big break for me. So I'm in the mode. I've been rodeoing hard, hanging out with really good people and a good crew, and we get to move right into San Antonio. So for someone who does what I do for a living to be able to go Fort Worth straight into San Antonio, I mean, it's like legit. The word blessing gets overused, but it's awesome.
And I know it is a lot of work. I mean, give us a little bit of insider for doing what you do. I mean, what's the best part and maybe what's the not so best part?
Best part is spreading joy and being around happiness and the good parts. The worst part is getting hit by bulls. Let's just be real. It's not fun. It sucks. If people say they like it, they're probably lying.
Yeah, give us a little bit more. I mean, what's been the worst injury you've ever gotten? I mean, has there been a moment that you thought, yeah, maybe this is the end of my career right here?
Multiple times I'm weak-hearted compared to the bullfighters. So when they get to the barrel and they look down and go, man, are you okay? I go, I don't know. Give me a second. I'm not like you guys. I have to hurt a minute. So I've been knocked unconscious. I've had bulls get in the end of it, like fighting bulls, and that hurts, obviously. Probably the good story for you is I was at Joseph, Oregon this year, and Chuck Swisher's fighting bulls, and the barrel gets knocked over, and then something just ramming me, and it's in my rear, and I'm like, I'm trying to get away. I can't go anywhere. And then I finally get turned, and I can see out the end of the barrel. It's Chuck with his hand. So Chuck, just as dangerous as a bull.
Yeah, I can see that. So the fans, I'm sure, vary, I mean, place to place as well. San Antonio, we're kind of right in the heart of a major city. I mean, what are you expecting for differences of fans, and how do you expect to prepare for that?
That's a really good question. I've thought it through, and I think the big part is there's probably a majority of novelty fans that are here for the concert, and then, you know, a lot of rodeo fans, so it's a mix. So I think I'm going to kind of just do what I always do and get a feel for it, but at the end of the day, I think people just want to have fun, and it doesn't really matter to me what kind of music you listen to, what your likes and dislikes are. If I can just get you to jump into this joy deal that we're doing, then we'll all be good.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck for this really marathon of a rodeo it is. I mean, give us one hint. What's something that's going to be really exciting that you're going to bring out here at the crowds?
Well, they've got a dummy that they've used here on Retro. Oh, my suit on Retro night's going to be good. Going to be a lot of chest hair.
I'm not looking forward to seeing that, but I'm looking forward to seeing you, and thank you so much, Matt, for joining us.
You're welcome.
Oh, let's get out of here.
Oh, thank you, Sierra. And Matt, we could have done without that, but hopefully you guys have a ticket to go enjoy the first performance of the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. And of course, if you're going to watch it tonight, just hang around with us after Western Sports Roundup. Rodeo Countdown will continue right on in. Of course, rodeo celebrities Leighton Berry and Ty McClary are going to take you through the first round opening night of San Antonio. But hey, we're not done yet, just getting warmed up. We'll visit with that man right there, the steer wrestling champion, Bridger Anderson from North Dakota. It's all coming up.
And just after that, we'll jump over to Keyshawn Whitehorse, a decorated professional bull rider in the PBR. He's going to give us a preview of what's going on in the PBR world over there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All of that on the other side of this break.
Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Resistol, the official hat of the PRCA, and Cowboys everywhere. Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. Live boldly. Live in Rock and Roll Denim.
And Bridger Anderson, national finalist 3 times over. We got it tied to top, buddy. Whiskers gets him where he needs to be. How about a 3.8 for Bridger? I get to brag on that guy every October in mine.
Well, that's Bridger Anderson right there working at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, taking the title home, and he joins us today to talk about his experience there. Bridger, just a slight $16,000 just for that run that we just watched right there in that arena. Can't hurt, can it?
No, that's a good way to get the year started. It's always fun to compete at Fort Worth, and I've never had that much success in that arena, so it's a pretty fun way to finish the week out.
You know, I know you've not been bashful about your successes and who you give some of that credit to, especially that great horse that you've had since your senior year of high school. Tell us a little bit about Whiskers.
Yeah, Whiskers is awesome. I've had him since my senior year. I bought him right before the American. I made Denver short round on him when I was a senior in high school. He's continued to be my entire career. Solid horse, gives you a great go every time, super consistent, and I've rode him anywhere from the high school finals to the NFR. He's a fun one. And Mark Joyner and Kyle Irwin did a good job hazing on my first 2 on Mark's horse Carl, and then called in the big guns. Old Tyler Pearson and Metallica come in for the short round in the semifinals. And yeah, it was a perfect combo. We couldn't ask for anything better.
Oh, it is a good combo. So, hey, Whiskers, does that have anything to do with what's on your face right now? You're clean-shaved in this video, but now it's almost like, I mean, have we stopped that? Is it bad luck to shave at this point?
I mean, yeah, you kind of want to keep the good luck rolling. You don't want to cut or shave and get that out of the bag. But
I'm going to join you.
We get a little lazy during these winter rodeos, so.
Got to stay warm, right?
I love it, man. I love it.
Well, speaking of good luck, so that video that we showed at the beginning, that's from the finals. You were 3-8 right there on Whiskers. That is pretty dang quick, but someone tied and split that win with you there. But to be 3-8, that was one of your fastest times there. I'm just curious what the atmosphere is like. Does the crowd help you in speeding yourself up when it comes down to the finals? Because those indoor rodeos can get crazy when it comes to the atmosphere.
They're sure fun. Like, the atmosphere at those rodeos are insane, and getting to be with the big crowds and the bright lights, it really gives a cool aspect to rodeo. But honestly, those tournament style setups, every steer's one header, and you got to blast the barrier. And the start was fast. We took the same start all week, got great starts, and to get to split the win with Tryson, he's a college buddy of mine, and we've had a lot of fun together. So it's fun to win rodeos. It's way more fun when you get to split them with your buddies.
Yeah, you know, so Alva, Oklahoma, that's the home of Northwestern Oklahoma State University. That's your alma mater. You and Tryson both. That's been known as Steer Wrestling University. Tell us a little bit about that experience growing up with maybe Stockton Graves as your mentor, as your coach, and becoming a college national champion. This was a bittersweet moment, you guys standing there together.
Yeah, it was. And Stockton called me on Monday afterwards, and he's like, that was pretty cool. Getting there, I guess the next day he called. He said that was pretty cool to see. Stockton's turned into a pretty good friend. I went to school right out of high school for Stockton at Northwestern Oklahoma State University, and Tryson, he rode my horse to the college finals, I think the year after I started at Alva, and I told him, I was like, hey, if you want to go to the best place to get better for steer wrestling, all we do is go to class, bulldog, and play cards. There's not much else in Alva to do. So I was like, you better come here. And he did, and we had a lot of fun. And I got to rodeo with Stockton for a few years there, and I learned so much from that guy. He knows everything in and out of bulldogging and rodeoing and doing this for a living. So I credit a lot of my success from learning from him.
Now, remind me not to play cards with bulldoggers from now on. Now I've got the inside track of why you guys are so good.
There was a lot of pitch played every night. Every night it would be go to class, we'd bulldog, put steers and horses up, and then we'd crack out the pitch cards and watch old bulldog and NFR bulldogging tapes.
Hey, that's the regimen. I guess that's what we need to take note of. Well, okay, Here's the thing, though. So this just kick-started your 2026 season into a really great trend, and it puts you in the #1 spot in the world. But, of course, with so much time ahead of us before the cutoff to the National Finals Rodeo, which I know that your eyes are on, what's exactly your take on this? What approach do you take to keep the momentum going and not get to your head, I guess, about it?
Oh, it's a good spot to be. Honestly, I don't look at the standings very closely. I mean, you can't ask for anything better if you're sitting #1 in the world. Now the goal is to try to maintain that position and win as much as you can. And to do that, you got to take it one run at a time. And our next run is right here in Belton, Texas tonight. And then San Antonio Saturday, Sunday, Jackson Monday. And you just focus on hitting the barrier and making the best run you can on each steer. There are going to be slow times throughout the year. And thankfully, we're hoping right now is one of the times we get on a roll and we can capitalize. But you just got to be ready for when it's your turn to ride the wave and capitalize and go to winning as much as you can.
You know,
big personality, always, like I said, always with a smile on his face, and we just felt like he was taken from us, before any of us expected it. And so we missed him. We missed his smile. We missed his laughs. Hadley used to come down from up on top, and when the house went dark, and they would open that gate right there, and he would take a spot right there in front of the gate by the buck and chute, #6 chute there, and that's where he would give his prayer from. And so we just thought, hey, let's just put some footprints right there in the dirt. That kind of honor him, and he would always be with us.
I just think it's about as awesome as you can get. They don't let that memory go, because he's that good.
Hadley Barrett signed for my card. Him and his son-in-law, Randy Corley, signed for my card many, many years ago, and I've always looked up to them, tried to emulate what they do, tried to learn from them, and how to, interact with the crowd and present the rodeo the way it is, and they're my heroes, and Hadley, he's just such a great, great guy to be around. I feel really blessed that in my career, in my era, I was able to work with him quite a bit, and it was a pleasure. Following him is just an honor. He had such a way with people. Everybody that showed up at rodeo, everybody that sat in those grandstands right there, would come away from an event feeling like he was their grandpa, feeling like they were friends, personal friends with Hadley Barrett. And so, again, I tried to kind of hook onto some of that stuff and learn from it, and what an honor. One of the things that sticks out in my mind is the rodeo business is a people business first and a rodeo business second. And the relationships that Hadley was able to build, and Randy does the same thing, but Hadley was, I think, the king. I think he was the patriarch of relationships with volunteers and committee members, and whether you're the president, CEO, chairman, whatever, or the guy that's selling tickets or parking cars, he knew them all. They all knew him. And so working every day to try to expand your mind to include everybody is what he did every day. I learned from that too.
I believe this is my 30th year here, and we've always been down here behind the scenes, kind of behind the chutes. And so Hadley would always come by, before showtime, and to get up to his position up on top. And he was just always just a sweet man, just a nice gentleman, always with a smile on his face. Was always willing to stop and shake hands and just kid around with the guys, and just a great personality. And so he is very much missed after his passing by everyone down here.
I think if I had any great memories of Hadley here, it's the fun that we had coming to this rodeo. And there was a long time that we went and did Tucson after. And we'd drive clear to Tucson in about a day, a little over a day. Had his bus. And there were some pretty good trips out there. And one year we'd been all the way through this, then through Tucson, and it's the day before we're leaving. And I said, Hadley, I said, you better kiss me because you're going to miss me when I'm gone. Hadley's so quick, he never misses. He goes, I may notice you're not around. He said, that's not the same as missing you. So but that's how Hadley and I got along. And he had some things to say about me marrying his daughter, too. But our daughter, Michelle and I, we have a little granddaughter that's just 20 months. Her name is Hadley Ann, and she is a cutie. So I miss him, I do. I pray he's in heaven, and I pray I see him again.
Be sure to join us tomorrow as we show you the Inside Pro Rodeo. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, telling a lot of great stories. Of course, we'll see our stock market report, a part of that show as well. But there are a lot of great features this week, and I love that story about Hadley Barrett. Kennedy, I know we're a little bit younger generation, but when I first came on scene as an announcer, everybody knew who Hadley Barrett was and the voice that he had, and what they said on that video about how he felt like he was your grandpa. It's the honest truth, and it's pretty special for him to leave his legacy like this.
It so is, and isn't that cool, the analogy of his footprints being left in the dirt, because he left such big boots to fill, but what great family and legacy he's left behind to carry that on. I think that they're gonna do such a great job in decades to come, especially that cute little Hadley Ann. A lot of really neat things that he's brought to the rodeo world. We're very lucky to have Hadley Barrett.
Yeah, and if you guys have a chance to buy a ticket to go to San Antonio, be sure to look for those footprints. Right when they bring the lights on, you will see them, and it is something to be proud of for sure in the legacy through the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. We sure miss you, Hadley. But now it's time for our American Hat Positive Times moment, and of course when we do that, we talk about our Western way of life with a combination of something else that's going on. It's the Olympics.
Yeah, there's a lot coming, you guys. So, of course, You're watching right now the sport of rodeo. Have you seen this in the Olympics? Yes, you have. It's a big throwback. This is 2002 that you're looking at right now. Couple of rodeo cowboys right there were put on a global stage to show what rodeo looks like to the world. And of course, I would love to see rodeo in the Olympics right now, but just the fact that it did make an appearance is so neat.
You know, and as we talk about this, it raises the question, who would win what events? Because you look at what we have going on, Canadians in the saddle bronc riding, Brazilians in the bull riding, even in the team roping, it would be a renowned event if you ask me.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I think that that's something we could put together, some little predictions maybe, or maybe even what rodeo cowboys would win mainstream Olympic events.
I want to see Kennedy in the steer wrestling. That's what I want to see.
I could throw one down.
You think so? You think you got
I'd
what
love
it
to see you
takes?
turn some barrels.
I thought you were going to say goat tying, and I'm out on that. I don't know if that would be an Olympic sport. I would hope it would be, but I hope it's the goat tying from the 90s. But what an incredible experience for them to have this event a part of the Olympics, and just to thank the guys that got to be a part of it. That's truly a special moment in their careers.
Pretty dang neat, but lots more to talk about, you guys. On the next segment, we are going to bring a special guest in, Keyshawn Whitehorse. You're looking at him right now. He's going to give us a little clue to what's going on in Pittsburgh this week, some crossover from UTB and teams in the PBR. All of that and more is on the other side of this break. Event in particular is that there's some crossover between the Unleash the Beast and the teams, and really this is your off season coming from the Arizona Ridge Riders. So talk about what kind of differences that brings to the table for an event like this.
Yeah, so within the teams, you always have that support from your coach and some of your team members and stuff like that. And then leading into the UTB series, you know, some guys, they kind of go off on their own, or it's all individual. So you're kind of doing your own thing no matter what. But with the uniqueness of this kind of establishment where there's a team event, a slight team event in the midst of the UTB season, the coach will come in. So you'll kind of have that same vibe where you have that support where the coaches are there, you got some teammates there, and everybody's there kind of like pushing for each other.
You know, I love this team aspect. I know the PBR had some high hopes and dreams when all this launched, and it's continued to grow. You kind of just answered the question a little bit, but you like the team aspects better than the individual of the UTB? Is that what I'm gathering?
Well, I do feel like each place has their rightful area. I enjoy both places for sure, or both deals for sure. I think the team aspect is amazing when it comes to having that support system with you on the road and having a group of guys around you that are willing to like do what it takes to get the job done when it comes to team wins. But also in the individual thing, there's a lot of ways that's just kind of set in true, the whole way of like winning your own world title and the glory it feels to kind of win your own event and stuff like that, and adding up the accolades. And, you know, with the team series being so brand new, history is kind of like slowly gathering up within it. But when it comes to the individual series, history has been made for years upon years and records have been done. And all you want to do is add your name to one of those records or history things in coming up.
Well, that's exactly what you've been doing in your career. And I mean, you have quite a few accolades under your belt. We were talking earlier about how you've been to the PBR World Finals itself 7 different times. You were the Rookie of the Year back in 2018. But I kind of want to talk on your story while we have you here. I know at 5 years old, you told your dad that this is exactly what you wanted to do. You're living your dream today. But the most important part, I think, is the faith and traditions that make the foundation of your career. So talk about something that we can read about. I know I saw online you pray 3 different times, once for the bull. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. So kind of growing up, you know, culture is a big part of who I am. And my parents always made sure that that's always instilled within me. So, you know, going to the arena and saying prayers there, but also praying for the animal athletes. I mean, without them, you know, and we're here to take care of them as much as they're here to take care of us as well. You know, everybody has these things of these big, strong, mean bulls, and they are, but you got to respect them. And at the end of the day, I'm only there to try to, you know, be in one with them and be in sync with them. But, you know, praying for their safety because their safety matters. They're definitely an animal with a heart, a mind, and a spirit. And just like us, they live and they're God's creation. So you always want to make sure that you're in one in sync with them.
So I'll be honest, I've never understood how you guys are able to do this week in and week out. It is the rankest bulls on the planet, the best bull riders in the world. How do you stay prepared mentally and physically each week? This season gets long.
The season does definitely get strenuous after each and every weekend with the bumps and bruises. During the week, I usually do some strength training from Monday to Tuesday for the most part. That's my main heavy lift days. Wednesday is kind of recovery, active recovery day. Within those days, I'm still working on the fundamentals of bull riding. Just because I'm on the top tour, just because I get on every weekend doesn't mean I quit working on the fundamentals. And then Thursday is generally more of a mobility day. And then Friday, we're already taking off and riding somewhere for the most part. But mentally, within each training session, I try to push myself to a certain point or keep my mindset in the right spot, along with trying to read mental books as well.
Well, I can imagine that a support system plays a big part in that too. And of course, with the team series, that comes with a built-in support system. You have a great group of guys there cheering you on, coaching you behind the scenes. But now an extra person playing a role like that in your life with an extra ring on your finger too. Delve into that for us.
Yeah, absolutely. My fiance, definitely helps bring some confidence in and question when I have questions in my own writing or my own life. I'm able to talk things through with her and able to, kind of find some clarity in some areas that I struggle in. But she is definitely a huge, huge deal to be able to come into my life, have that support, have that stabilization, and being able to, look forward to all the memories making together, but not only that, makes me a better person.
Well, this is going to be so cool. And once you get that support system at home, I think your career is even going to change even more than what it already has. But so you kind of mentioned that Coach Colby Yates might be making an appearance this week, and I think you mentioned that. What's it like riding for Colby? I know he's been a big influence on a lot of guys, and he's done a lot for the sport. He's got to be a great leader.
Yeah, definitely. Colby for sure is a great leader. He, seeing the passion and the love he has for bull riding and knowing that he's been here at the top level as well, only just adds even more fuel, I guess you could say, the fire burning within the team. And that's from speaking from my experience. And he is always a guy that's going to respect the riders, but also, wants what's best for the riders, one of him being himself in the past. So he understands the game. He knows what it takes mentally as well as physically, but he also understands that each guy's mind is a little different. Each guy approaches each ride different. Each guy's fundamentals are different. So he tries to work his way and maneuver his way around each person knowingly. And I enjoy having his presence around.
It's always so cool hearing insight from you guys, first and foremost, from you personally. So thanks so much for carving out the time of your day today to join us today on Western Sports Roundup. Lots to come this weekend, so good luck.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
That was Keyshawn Whitehorse getting ready for Pittsburgh with the UTB. And, of course, there's a look at some of the places they are going to be in the next couple of weeks. Pittsburgh this weekend, Jacksonville, Florida, Bridgeport, Connecticut, and Little Rock, Arkansas. The road to Fort Worth, Texas, the PBR World Finals is well underway. And speaking of Fort Worth, just over the weekend, the Fort Worth Collegiate Rodeo, we will tell you about the results and the wolves that wore the purple vest when we come back.
Well, we have a lot of exciting things coming your way here on the Cowboy Channel, including a brand new show, PFR Edge. Every Wednesday is when you can catch this, but a lot of fun things included in this programming. You're watching a great reel of action here, of course, which is, of course, what we're going to bring to the table for you, as well as some fun. We're going to bring a little bit of fun to the table for you. There's a new feature they have called Wreck Fest. Casey Jones, Coleman Proctor, and Ty McCleary are going to highlight not just the good moments of rodeo, but the hard ones, too.
Coleman, here we go with our first one. We tried to kind of highlight some of these, and we're going to all get to watch these together, but here's the first one. Coleman, kind of talk us through this bronc riding, or maybe we should say lack of bronc riding there.
He was going for a great mark out, and he gave everything he had right there, including, I know what that feels like to hit that hard on the ground. So, I mean, tip of the hat. That was a great job of getting up and walking off.
Oh, yeah. There's the mark out that you just talked of. You're exactly right. That looked good. But then after that, it wasn't very good after. Okay, here we go. Here's a little barrel racing. You don't see that every day in the barrel racing.
Of all barrel racers in the world, that one she has the right to complain about the ground. Let's be real. You know, when she gets shot off right there, we can make that a little deeper around the first. Let's go ahead and pad us up a little bit.
And now we're just, oh my goodness. Holy cow. That one right there. Oh.
That one's gonna, in the ad, that one's gonna have to tell you, you know, for sale, a little bit chargy, but wants to stay behind the bridle.
Yeah.
You know, that's the main thing there.
That ad will say not for an experienced rider, or for not for inexperienced is what I'm trying to say.
This was a clip sent in from a rodeo clown.
That's
oh my goodness.
This is Blanc,
he's backwards.
The RoboCop.
He was backwards there. Yeah.
There's just so much to appreciate right here. First of all, anytime you're on a gray, good things are going to happen. But when you're backwards with a RoboCop helmet, I don't think I'd try that.
No, not at all. Oh, there's a little bullfighter.
Lands on his feet.
And then he throws his hat at the end of it. What? That's awesome. Okay, so the bull ride happens. That's not too big a deal. But then watch this bullfighter. You talk about get launched. And then look, throws his hat right here at the end. Lands on his feet. That is a 10 right there.
Yeah, they don't have that in the Olympics. I mean, that ought to be at least 9.5 to 10 every time. The hat throw puts it over the top.
I agree. The question would be Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics. I'm not sure.
Oh, mama.
That was close.
Every man in America just said the same thing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, deep breath right there. Oh, man, that was close. Right in the growing. Wow.
I think that's just the number one rule. That's why you got to wear chaps when you're riding bulls. If you go straight Wrangler, that may not work.
And maybe more than just a protective vest right there. This one is captioned, "Hey, Mom, watch this." Oh, man, right on his head.
That's like the Scorpion back in the Ridiculousness days.
Oh,
remember the Scorpion?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That was it.
That was it. Oh,
the difference is that kid right there, he's young. He's healed up. He's getting a Snickers and a Coke. He's not even worried about it.
He didn't even feel that, Coleman, at his age. He didn't even know that happened right here. So, all right, so we're riding the front of the saddle here for a couple jumps.
Oh, he's back on.
Back on. Oh, wow.
He's off. He's back on.
He's back in the saddle. He got all the way back in the saddle, from in front of the swells, over the horse's head, to back. Coleman, keep that in mind. If things go wrong at the timed event for you, you can always get back in the saddle. Remember that.
Well, I do like how that man was trying to communicate. He leaned up there close to that horse's ears and whispered something sweet to him, put him back. I mean, you've seen me talk to my head horse before.
That's right. I have. I've heard what you tell him when you're riding in
worst.
There. It'd be more fun for me if you run. I heard you say that before. Here is is it the best? Is it the worst? We're not sure. Watch. Look at the boot. Did you see the boot go flying across the arena?
Well, the first thing, any man with enough confidence of riding a sweet red hat like that, first of all, we're partners. You know what I mean? I want him on my branding crew no matter what. Then to lose a boot, and the first thing he grabs is his hat. I mean, that almost gets it in the face. That might have to be the winner right there.
Oh, Wreckfest is going to be interesting. There is no doubt about that. Be sure to join us as we continue that brand new show, PFR Edge, to keep up with all the good stuff in rodeo. For more info, go to profantasyrodeo.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Fort Worth, somebody make some noise. Cameron Halmea, he's drawn the goodie. 5-3. Total is 11-7, and we got new leaders. Now he gets down to the calf, flanks him, tie him up, man, hurry! Whoa, yeah! The opportunity is now. This right here is why they call that the classic event of rodeo. It is a nice ride right here. 81 points.
So in the first time in the 129-year history of the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, they hosted a college event. And yes, it was a ticketed event. If you know, last June, a meeting came together at the College National Finals, and they divided the southern region. In the new region, the Lone Star region, they needed a 10th stop, and Fort Worth stepped up and said, we want to be a part of this for the next level of rodeo athletes, and boy, it's been a great thing.
And what a cool experience for these college rodeo athletes to be performing and competing in such a big arena. I mean, a bigger crowd than normal, I would say, also coming to a college rodeo where people are already in town for the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Great crossover. What a wonderful opportunity. I'm very glad they jumped on this.
Yeah, and 3 new individuals from each event going to be heading to Casper later in June. Let's take a look at the bareback riding. If you don't know who Devin Moore is from Tarleton State, you better write his name down. 172 points on 2 in the bareback riding. This is a South Dakota high school standout who has been doing some great things. I want you to look at this horse. This kid just graduated high school not long ago, and he is making this look way too easy. There was a picture I saw on Instagram of a horse getting some airtime, and he had his feet locked in. He is in the zone.
It feels like these generations coming up in the ranks get better and better, sharper and sharper. And this next guy is the perfect example of that. In the steer wrestling, it was Cameron Jimenez, Saul Ross student. And guys, he probably sounds familiar for a reason. He's the reigning college champion from Hawaii. He won the aggregate back at the college finals, by the way, by a whole 5 seconds. That is what he's been known for. He brought that momentum to the table here in Fort Worth and did exactly what he did back at the finals again, 7.2 seconds on 2.
Yeah, I talked to CJ Argon, the head coach of Saul Ross. 4 of his athletes were in the championship round, 4 of the 10, and a lot of it has to do with that guy right there, the leader of the team captain, he says, is a great young man and doing some big things in our Western sports. And let's continue on. Let's do breakaway roping. Emily Charlesworth and Jenna Fulton, they split the aggregate, both of them wearing the purple vest of Tarleton State University.
And these gals, I mean, you talk about the breakaway, it gets faster and faster, like I was saying, but considering how young these girls are, how great of horses that they're on, it's the perfect combination. And by the way, we found out earlier, Emily's actually a decorated trick horse rider as well, so very talented horsewomen here, and you can see that as they work in the arena, whether it's with a rope in their hand or not. So congratulations to both of those gals showing up and representing their school so well.
Yeah, Charlesworth been to the national finals in the specialty act category, and we'll go to saddle bronc riding next. Devin Hay, oh yes, there is another Hay boy, and we are about to have a Hay day when we get all 3 of them on the pro level. But Devin Hay is about to make his presence known. 159 points on 2. He takes home the saddle bronc riding. He is the younger brother of Logan and Dawson. His dad, Rod Hay, 20 times to the national finals. He kind of rides like old Rod too, if I'm looking back on this replay.
And speaking of namesakes and carrying those legacies on, Sam Lewis right here in the tie-down roping. His name is familiar because he's the son of the NFR calf roper Brent Lewis from the panhandle of Texas. This is an Amarillo Cowboy, and you can see it in his style. You can tell an Amarillo tie-down roper when you watch him, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. 8.3 seconds right there, which rounded out to be 16.6 on 2. Super quick. He ended up the reserve champion team, actually, for his team. He helped them reach that, and so Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, they really are giving these guys great opportunities.
Yeah, St. Angelo State, by the way, that was the jersey, so iconic or ironic that he wins the tie-down roping, home of a lot of great tie-down ropers. But now let's go to north of the border. This is Faith Lundberg, Tarleton State. She is the number 2 cowgirl in the region at the moment. She is from Canada, been to the National High School Finals Rodeo. Looking forward to seeing what she's going to do the remainder of the season. Maybe see her in Casper, Wyoming when it's all said and done.
And I love that we have this footage to watch, because watch how seamless this run went for her. She and her horse were right in sync. That get off is so much harder to master than it looks. So I'm very proud of her for that run, and I know she's proud too. She's very faith driven, and I know that plays a big part in what she does. But talking about the boys, bringing it down to the team roping, Pecos Ralston and Duke Norby had a 5.3 second run to round it up for 11.7 seconds on 2 head. And they ended up on top. That's such a great team. Dynamic duo, I think we could say easily.
Yeah, nice heel shot and a perfect stop. Horses come together and face nicely. That's a dangerous team to look forward to the rest of the season. Remember, this region, they split it up. It was one of the largest. The southern region was the largest region in college rodeo. They split it up, and it's still, this one's the 3rd largest, even after the split. It's still tough. There's still some wolves. Matter of fact, this barrel racer right here, Emily Ward, she is a force to be reckoned with. Oh, she almost knocks down the third barrel, but she will not be denied. 33.51 on 2, and a great couple of runs. And she's got a couple of Palomino horses that really know how to run fast.
And there's some spicy ones too. She knows exactly what she needs to bring to the table to be competitive in this region, which, by the way, is so competitive. She's number 2 right now in the Lone Star region, and that's really hard to do, to hold a spot at the top of a region filled with so much talent, not just on the human side, but on the animal side too.
Yeah, it seems like all these girls have about 5 or 6 barrel horses in the trailer when they get there. But let's keep talking about Tarleton State University. How about Zane Monette, the 160.5 on to head for him, off to a great start, and he is the number 3 ranked bull rider in the region.
And by the way, I don't know if you knew this, he's also a musician by day, maybe rodeo cowboy by night. You can catch him singing in his off time. Find that on his social media. So well-rounded, talented guy, but let's just say that Tarleton State brought it to the table when it came to Fort Worth this last week.
They unleashed the purple wrath in Fort Worth, Texas. It's not very far from Stephenville, their home. They are dominating. Both teams win the titles over the weekend. I have a feeling that both of these teams are going to have a contention to win a national championship in Casper, Wyoming when it's all said and done. When we get to the finals, it's going to be a lot of fun watching these competitors as they unfold and as they continue to get better. That's what college rodeo is all about. When you get in that team aspect, it's really fun when you have some leaders that are showing you how to become a champion. There's a full screen of all the champs.
Yeah, and the fun part about this to me is that we can familiarize ourselves with these names because they are the next ones coming up in the pro ranks. And I think that we're going to see a lot of these names in the pro world these next couple of years. And those highlighted names are all from Tarleton State. So keep in mind, that is literally 2/3 of the people that came out on top here in Fort Worth. They came from Tarleton. So that's why we keep saying those purple vests know what to do.
Yeah, college rodeo has a special place in my heart, especially Mule Alley. Stick around. We'll be right back. More coming up on Western Sports Roundup.
Also on the day sheet this week are going to bring it to the table too because they see that opportunity to come in and slip in for that world title down the road. This rodeo is where they really have to make it count.
Yeah, Cade's son, he's been in the finals of this rodeo twice, 2024 and 23. 23 made his first NFR, and coming off another national finals appearance, Cooper Cook also in the lineup tonight. He is currently number 7 in the world, finished number 7 a season ago. All 3 of those guys have some great draws in this performance tonight, so looking forward to bareback riding. But now barrel racing, this is where things get fun because what horse is Emily Beisel going to ride tonight? That's the $1 million question. She is out in this performance, 7-time national finalist. She's got a whole trailer load she can pick from.
You never know which one of the arsenal she's going to bring out into the arena, but no matter what, it's safe to say that she's going to do what she needs to do in that arena. But so is Lisa Lockhart and Andrea Busby. All 3 of these girls know exactly what horses to bring to these indoor setups, which is a completely different setup than those summer rodeos, but they have to be strategic about it.
Yeah, Lisa Lockhart trying to make her 20th appearance to the national finals in 2026. I am hoping that she can do that. Everybody's cheering for Lisa all season long, but matter of fact, Andrea Busby, a former NFR aggregate champion, want to see her get back there as well, and you can see where they finished in the world standings. But this is where things get good. Bull riding. You remember a season ago, Stetson, remember he set out the entire 2024 season, so he had to walk up at San Antonio. He does that, then he ends up winning the rodeo. He is out tonight. I think that's very interesting. And the young Mason Moody and Raleigh Johnson is in this performance.
And by the way, Raleigh, I think if you remember, was injured in round 8 of the NFR, so he's coming back with a lot of vengeance to make this his year. He was a rookie last year. He knows what he's doing this year, got those kinks worked out. But let's bring it to the Veterison top 3 stories of the day. Clean Treat, Heel, Advancing Animal Wellness. And speaking of that, we're remembering and honoring this horse right here. Sparky Dreesen spoke about Straight Jacket, a very special bucking horse who lives on in the legacy of its offspring, and we will forever miss that horse.
Well, and they call it the rodeo capital of the world for a reason. It's because of Tarleton State University. It has been a breeding ground for the next generation of rodeo stars. They dominate the college rodeo in Fort Worth, Texas over the weekend. And of course, the Unleash the Beast Tour heading to Pittsburgh for the 2nd time, hopefully for a 2nd time. But thanks for joining us on Western Sports Roundup. Stick around. Ty McClary, Leighton Barry take you through the first round of San Antonio. Corey Keith, Kennedy Riggs. Good night, everybody.